We got Keyshawn Davis, the businessman, going up against Miguel Madueno. Miguel Madueno is a very good fighter. He he gave Steve Claggett a tough fight not too long ago. I think he would have been a candidate for the T.O. fight if he would have actually defeated Steve Claggett. But Steve Claggett was a guy I warned people about last week that with 7 losses, you're gonna have to. That's not a guy you're gonna be able to put away. He was a tough guy, but Mariano, he's similar. He's cut from the same cloth, but he puts himself in a little bit of harm's way because sometimes he'll try to fight toe to toe and fight someone else's fight instead of fighting his own. And I think he's gonna fall into the hands of Keyshawn Davis in this fight. I think Keyshawn Davis is gonna pressure him, but he's not gonna pressure too much. He's only gonna pressure Mariano when he becomes vulnerable. I think Mariano's stamina is a bit of an issue when it comes to the fight really getting at a high tempo. He's the guy, he will try to pace himself, but he's not good at that. He'll get away from the pace, and you can kind of speed him up. If you can speed a guy like that up, you can knock him out. With Keyshawn Davis, is gonna be able to use that jab walking forward. These guys are both orthodox. Mariano's an inside fighter, but he will be able to throw hooks from the outside if he wants to. He jabs as well, but he doesn't jab as much. He doesn't rely on his jab. And if he did rely on his jab a lot more, it'll be able to put him in a position where he'll be able to last through the fight. But I don't know if he'll be able to last, man. I've seen him he's been sped up a few times when it comes to certain fights. And I'm just not really a big person on guys being sped up, and especially at this level. And I feel like Keyshawn Davis, he's turned that corner already to where he's not going to let anybody get out of his zone or get in his head. And he's not going to try to go for the knockout unless he needs to or unless it's there. If the knockout is there, he's going to go for it. But I feel like he has a lot of patience in his game, the way he fights. And that's very smart for a guy his age, especially at his level. He has to pace himself throughout the fight. Especially Mariano in the inside, he can take advantage. This guy's a very strong puncher. He's not someone who's a pushover. This is going to be one of the best guys Keyshawn Davis has been in the ring with. I think he brings a lot to the table. You can't overlook this guy. I don't think he is overlooking him. I think he's been in the gym locked in for a very long time. He wants to build off of his last win. Mariano only has 2 losses, and the guys he lost to was pretty decent. He's never been stopped before, so that's going to be a huge challenge. If Keyshawn Davis can actually go in there and go to the body early, and I think he will have chances to do it just because Mariano's a guy, he wants to fight inside. Fighting on the outside with Keyshawn Davis, he'll be at a disadvantage. They're around the same size and height, but at the same time, I feel like Keyshawn Davis will have an advantage when it comes to reach, possibly. I feel like he'll slightly have a better reach, more of a reach than Mariano. But if Mariano's able to use that jab and stay away out of the pocket a little bit, he can be able to last in this fight. But I don't think he'll be able to. I think the atmosphere and everything that Keyshawn Davis is going to bring to the table will be too much for Mariano. Keyshawn Davis is going to throw that right hook to the body. He's going to throw the left hook upstairs. He's going to keep jabbing, but he's going to keep going to the body. And the way he likes to creep forward and his footwork, it's going to be too much. I feel like overall the stamina and the footwork from Keyshawn Davis will be able to combat what Mariano is going to bring to the table. And once that starts to happen, he'll be able to break down Mariano pretty fast. Mariano is a very good fighter, though. He got 28 knockouts. This is not a bum. I'm telling you that right now. He's not a bum. He's a very good fighter. Different kind of style. He can do a lot of things. But he's the type of guy that he's going to either make the fight close or he's going to try to go for a knockout. I feel like he's going to try to pressure Keyshawn in this fight so much that he will basically try to force Keyshawn to decide, hey, are you going to basically fall into the traps that I'm trying to set, or are you going to go for the knockout? I feel like he's going to try to force Keyshawn to go for the knockout, and he's going to leave that available. He's going to drop his hands after the middle rounds. I could possibly see a knockout around the 7th or 8th round in this fight. I feel like Keyshawn Davis will go for the knockout early on, especially with this crowd. I feel like the crowd's going to be into it, man. This newer crowd's going to be live. It's a 10-round fight. I feel like the crowd's going to have a lot of energy. It's going to be some big fights on this card. This is a loaded card. This is not a regular card where it's just everybody deciding to do certain things. It's going to be a loaded card. It's very loaded. So I feel like going to the body and Keyshawn's jab, stamina, speed, his hand speed is too much. Madueno has the power to get the job done, but the hand speed and stamina will be an issue to keep up with a guy like Keyshawn Davis. And he's going to be too patient. But I feel like 6, 7, possibly an 8th round knockout in this fight. I could lean towards a 6 or 7, but probably say an 8th round knockout in this fight. I feel like it's going to be a very good fight. He's going to pressure him. He's never been stopped before. I think Keyshawn Davis will be the first guy to stop this guy. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.